This is a Swede Speaks.
Swedish politicians want to abolish freedom. Does this sound far-fetched? Like an Orwellian nightmare? Well, it's not. This is what is going on. The Swedish government has proposed to change the Swedish constitution. The Swedish parliament will soon vote on the issue. Since it is a proposed change of the constitution, parliament will have to vote on the issue again after the general election this fall. The Swedish constitution can only be changed by 2 decisions in parliament with a general election in between. The government proposes to change the decree on freedom of the press and the constitution of freedom of speech. These laws regulate the Swedish constitutional defense for internet publications. The Swedish government proposes, among other things, to ban the publication of personal information that goes against privacy. What the government really wants is to ban databases that collect and publish sentences. Today, sentences are public acts. Access to these acts are protected by the Swedish constitution. Well, at least until now. The Swedish government proposes that only, quote, professional media operators, end quote, and serious digging journalism, close quote, will be allowed access to these kinds of databases. It looks like the government will get to decide who gets access to what until now has been public information and who does not. What it really looks like is a defense of the mainstream media against competition from alternative media, including people like yours truly. I will most likely be denied access to sentences from Swedish courts if I ask for it, if this change passes. Of the 8 parties in the Swedish parliament, only the Sweden Democrats have openly opposed this change. The other 7 parties either openly support the proposed change of the constitution or remain silent. The Swedish government has sent the law to different authorities, bodies considering proposed legislation. Several of these bodies are against the proposal. However, this is not all. Another constitutional change is planned in Sweden after a general election in September this year. That constitutional change is a law concerning foreign spying. This law is primarily aimed at news reporting of military or police actions that affect Sweden's relationship to other countries. The government wants the right to go after journalists already if they suspect that a journalist intends to write an article for publication. The protection of the journalist's sources will be abolished. The law is written in such a way that any relationship that Sweden have with other countries or intergovernmental organizations is covered. They can all be considered, quote, peace and safety, close quote. This law will not affect me, since I run my channel and my website from Norway, and I do not intend to move back to Sweden. For those people in Sweden who do the same thing as me, though, the situation will be a lot worse. And I would like to add that I will always protect my sources. When that is needed, I will always protect my sources. The Swedish government wants to monitor the suspected journalist's phone, his or her data traffic, put a Trojan horse in the suspected journalist's equipment, put up hidden cameras in the suspected journalist's vehicle, house and office. All these measures against a suspected journalist will be available to attorneys and police officers already when the journalist is suspected of working on an article that maybe will be published. 7 out of 8 parties in the Swedish parliament supports this. Sweden is about to abolish what is left of freedom in the country. I wish I was surprised. I'm not. This is sad and expected. Sweden is heading for even darker times. And that's what I have to say about this right now. I would like to thank all the people who are supporting my work. As you can see from what's going on in my old home country Sweden, where I spent the first 28 years of my life, a country that I still have close contact to through my friends and relatives, and I follow the news from Sweden. As you can see from all of this, it's really necessary to do this. So I am really grateful for anyone who is supporting my work, and if you like what I do, if you think what I do is important, please consider sending me $1 or $2, or 10, or 100. That is always greatly appreciated. So, until next time, have a nice day and God bless.